A few days ago, we started seeing reviews and benchmarks roll out for the upcoming 12th generation mobile Intel CPUs that we'll start seeing going into laptops this year. Now, it was interesting looking at performance figures, how the laptops perform with games, what the laptops look like, etc. But there was no concrete information about pricing. And some reviewers didn't mention pricing at all, which is very annoying because I think that pricing is one of the most important factors that you need to consider when you buy a laptop. Now, up until now, the rumours have been that laptops are going to go up in price this year. Even some big companies have said that because, the pandemic, because of a shortage of silicon, etc. But here in the UK, I have noticed over the last few days that many of these upcoming laptops are available for pre-order. So what I'd like to do today is just have a look at the pricing of some of these new laptops that have 12th generation Intel CPUs and have 3070 Ti's, 3080 Ti's, etc. So if I jump over to the browser, you can see that I've got Scan UK, and at the top here we've got 3080 Ti laptops listed, and just look at these prices: $4.5 grand, 4,400, 4,100, 3,900. Now, these vary between 15, 16, and 17-inch laptops, but they've all got the 12900HK CPU. They've all got DDR5 RAM, of course, and they all have the 16GB 3080 Ti. So these are gaming powerhouses, but you are paying a massive premium for them. And, there is a market for this. There is a market for people that are happy to spend a few thousand because they want that extra performance for their job or for games, etc. But for most people, I think you'll be gravitating towards the 3060, the 3070, and the 3070 Ti if you're opting for a gaming laptop. Now, I did check the Dell website, and they have a revision of the X15 and the X17. So those have been announced already. You can pre-order those, and you can see the 12th generation chips are here. And you can see the pricing down here. It starts at £2,049. You might be able to get a discount if you speak to chat, but by and large, that's what you're going to have to pay. But that is for a 3060, and even this model is for a 3060. That's just insane, regardless of how good that CPU is. When you go up to 3100, you get a 3080 Ti, but pricing goes all the way up to 3749. And, the difference here between these versions is the storage and the available storage. You can see it goes from 512, 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes, but also the display, because they've got a full HD 165Hz display, they've got a full HD 360Hz, and they've got a QHD 240, which is kind of the sweet spot. This didn't get great reviews last year, and what everyone said about it was that it was too thin, so they had to throttle the GPU. Even the R6 and the R5, was more powerful than this one. So I would be very hesitant in buying this with a 3080 Ti because the GPU is not going to get the maximum amount. It's not going to get 175 watts. It's going to be throttled, and time will tell whether there's going to be, any kind of thermal issues, noise issues. But that is the pricing. Those 3080 Ti gaming laptops are not cheap at all. And it's the same story with the X17 revision 2. I mean, both of these laptops were expensive last year, so it's no surprise, but my God, these things are expensive. Now, this laptop got very favourable reviews last year, but you can see here, 3,450, 3,649. These are very expensive laptops. And here's the thing, if these GPUs are being throttled, if the CPU is being throttled, there is a good argument for just buying a very good laptop from last year. So here's the Dell outlet, and I bought 2 refurbished Dell laptops in the past. I was very happy. Well, one of them had to get sent back, but I was very happy with them. One of them I had for years. I had the Alienware M15 for years. But you can buy them new as well. There's a lot of products here new that they just have to get rid of because it's last year's stock. So you'll see discounts on these already. You can speak to chat and get like a 10% discount. So, you can get the M15 R6 there for like 1,300. And that puts that into perspective here when some of these laptops are costing like $3 grand. There are some deals out there, and if you do want to get the 3080 Ti in particular, you do have to spend a lot of money. And talking about spending a lot of money, which is a nice segue of saying we need to talk about Razer now. And Razer have interestingly got pricing already for the 6900HX. So this is the Razer Blade 14, and you can see here it starts at 2,200 for the 3060, 2,900 for the 3070 Ti, and they've even got, it's crazy, a 14-inch gaming laptop with a 3080 Ti, but it's nearly £4,000, £3,800. So the pricing is insane, but that will be a powerful laptop, no doubt about it. Obviously, there's no reviews out about these laptops as yet. Well, certainly not the 14-inch model. There's the Razer Blade 15, starts at 2,800, and it goes all the way down to 4,400. So you can spec these with 12800H, 12900H, and you can do it up to a 3060, 3070 Ti, or a 3080 Ti, well over £4,000. And these ones are out in a couple of weeks. And there's a 17-inch version as well. So again, 12800 up to the 12900H, and it goes up to a 3080 Ti, and that one's 4,700. So what is clear from looking at all of these 3080 Ti laptops is that there's a lot of options out there that do have the 3080 Ti. It's not like it's only in a few select laptops. There's actually quite a lot of models that do offer this 3080 Ti, but they are incredibly expensive. And here in the UK, it looks like you can be paying anything from £3,000 up to the best part of £5,000. Very powerful, but bear in mind that a lot of these, even the expensive ones, they will be throttled. You will not get the full 175 watts just because of the design of the laptop. Certain models will not have a mux switch. Certain models will maybe only get 125 watts or 150. We don't know. Now, don't look at this too negatively. Yes, pricing has went up for a lot of these models, but we do have some 3070 Ti's here as well, and they are a little bit more reasonable. So you can see here that some of the models that are available here from MSI, these are actually, I'm not going to say affordable, this is still a lot of money, but these are more realistic. They're more realistic as to what people will pay. So if you look at the top option here, we've got the 15.6-inch MSI GF66. It's got a full HD 240Hz display, and it's got the new 12700H CPU, which, you're talking about 25 to 30%, 35% faster than last year's chips. Now, that comes with an 8GB 3070 Ti, which will give you almost the 3080 performance, and that's retailing at £1,700. Now, I don't know what that laptop's like. It could be terrible. I don't know. But what is clear looking at the pricing here is that, the 3070 Ti here, 1,700, it goes all the way down to 3,300 here. That's because it's got an OLED display, I believe, that one. But what is clear is that the 3070 Ti is a more sensible purchase. It's significantly cheaper. It's almost half the price here, 1,700, compared to some of, the £3,000 you'd have to pay for a 3080 Ti, just, as a bare minimum. So it's good that some of these cheaper models are available. So that's encouraging to me. Maybe we're going to see that's going to be the kind of the floor, I guess, the pricing floor for the 3070 Ti. Maybe the cheapest models we'll see will be about the £1,500 mark. And that is probably the one that I would gravitate towards myself this year. I'd rather go for a 12700H with a 3070 Ti, which costs between, say, £1,500 and £2,000, than pay an extra £1,000 or so for one of these i9 3080 Ti's. Now, if you go back to the video where I spoke about benchmarks the other day, I noted that this year's i5 is more powerful than last year's i9. So even if you go out there and you spend £4,000 on one of these laptops with the 3080 Ti, of course it's not going to be obsolete next year or even in 2 years' time, but you're spending all that extra money, and within 12 months, there'll be a cheaper CPU that comes out that beats it. That's technology. So for me, I'm quite happy at the fact that some laptops are available already that are, you know, £1,700, £1,800. But if you're going to get one of those 3080 Ti bad boys, you are going to have to open your wallet, and yes, you're going to have to spend a bit of cash. Let me know what you think about it, guys. There's been no word about pricing until now, and we're starting to see pricing come out now in North America and in Europe and in the UK. And it seems to be the same story everywhere, that the 3080 Ti's are just ridiculously priced. They're very, very expensive. But we should hopefully see some good deals this year on the 3070 and 3070 Ti models. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, so please do leave a comment below. Until next time, take care.